Okay, the fifth video evidencing what Michael Masi and the other at least 9 people who occupy those seats in FIA race control at every Grand Prix, those guys that know the rules of the sport, know what the purpose of them rules is. It's not just Michael Masi that makes the error, it's all of them. Okay, this is Brazil 2019, so I've done this video to death. I think I've done it twice, quite long ones. This is going to be a short one. Bottas pulls out the race. His car is at turn 4. Okay, they actually mess around for a lap and a half before deploying the safety car. Then they deploy the safety car. Then they do the unlapping procedure. And what they do, they actually, Masi keeps the safety car on track for a lap beyond the mandatory lap. Now, let me just make clear something up, because we've had a Colin in the comments section thinking he knows.
We need a virtual safety car. Will we?
Think he knows best. Right, look at this situation. Robert Kubica plus 2 laps. Right, he's 2 laps behind. He's been lapped twice, should I say. But he's not only just 2 laps behind. He's 58 seconds behind his teammate George Russell. Right? He's out the race. Let's be clear, okay? We're on lap 53 of 71. He's 2 laps behind. He's going to be released. He's going to get given one of them laps back, but they're not going to prolong the safety car period, and they're not going to allow him to unlap 2 laps. Okay, that is the discretion. There is a cut-off in all these rules and regulations where they say, look, effectively, you're out of the race. We'll let you unlap with the rest of those cars, but you know there's a limit to this, because ultimately we can't allow this situation to take that much time out of the race that it's not doing the whole event any benefit by allowing somebody that's 2 laps down to then gain them 2 laps back. 1 lap. Okay, if you look at this event, Pierre Gasly up in 7th position has been lapped. Okay, and he is, well, Bottas is just now out of the race, so it skews his figure, but he's 40 seconds back from 5th. Okay, how many seconds he was back from, well, Bottas has been overtaken, hasn't he? So again, this is all quite skewed data, but Gasly's been lapped and he's in 7th. If you look along the bottom here, you can see where the positions of the drivers are relative to one another. Okay, so this is Kubica, and he is on probably his lap 51 or something like that. And Russell is not only a lap ahead of him, Russell's coming up to even lap him again for his 2nd time. Okay, everybody has the car. Look at the car ahead. You've got Albon. This yellow dot is Hulkenberg. So even Hulkenberg has lapped Kubica. Right? Hulkenberg has lapped Robert Kubica. And Hulkenberg is just 2 places ahead of him. Russell is almost lapped Robert Kubica. Alright, he's that far behind. So when the lapped cars are released, they're all released, Kubica only gained back 1 lap. Later on in this race, there is another incident. The 2 Ferraris collide, and it brings out the safety car again. What has happened there? Kubica is showing then as being the only car that is a lap down. The decision was made at this safety car incident that he wasn't going to get them 2 laps back. In between this incident and the restart of the race and the next incident, Kubica isn't lapped again. Hence, at that incident, Kubica is not allowed to unlap. Okay? Because he wasn't then lapped again during that interim period of racing. This decision is what is made now for these reasons. So, he's going to be, because he's 2 laps down, he's going to be allowed to get a lap back, but effectively that's where he remains. That is the decision that race control will make in this set of circumstances. I can show you other ones which follow the same pattern. That will be in my safety car for dummies set of series. But let's see what this one through, and let's play this one through quickly, just so you can see what went on. And you'll just see exactly what took place, what Masi did, and what those in race control know what Masi does. So
he's done a very good job indeed there.
And we'll just chunk this forward, and we'll keep fast forwarding it because it does take a while until they actually deploy the safety car. They're still circulating at quite a speed. They slow it down to VSC, but then they deploy the safety car. So you'll see that it takes a while to bunch. Okay, they're slowing right down now. And you'll see Kubica and Russell disappearing off because the safety car will pick up the leader, which is Verstappen, who actually pits for fresh tyres. Okay, now it's taken some time, but you're seeing Hamilton in the lead of the race, and behind Hamilton is Gasly, now in 6th position due to the retirement of Bottas, but Gasly is clearly lapped. What you're seeing is Russell disappearing off into the distance, off trying to catch Kubica, but remember, Kubica has been lapped twice by the lead, well, pretty much everybody apart from Russell. It looks like even Russell, Russell's even lapped him by the looks of things, and actually would be close to lapping him for a second time. That's how far Kubica is back. Anyway, so you'll see the field bunch, that's standard procedure. Okay, field bunching. Where have the white dots gone? They've both gone in the pits. Okay, Russell and Kubica have both gone in the pits, putting on fresh tyres, because they can get in and out of the pits without being further lapped. All right, they got themselves far enough ahead of the leader and the safety car to be able to get in and out, and then be able to travel round that track to catch the pack at a faster speed than the rest of the competitors. Hence, they will catch it. Even though they're supposed to keep to a delta, a reduced speed, it's still a faster speed than the safety car speed. Hence, they will catch that train. So we're going to see at some stage Gasly being the first of the released cars, and then all of the lapped cars will follow. So there we go. Let me just track that back so you can see it happening. Coming through turn 2. Look at Russell's at turn 10 on this lap, so he's still got a fair way to catch. So there goes Gasly, and through we go with all the cars now starting to overtake the Hamilton and the safety car. And you won't see that many left actually once all these cars are released. You'll see which one's going by now. Hulkenberg is the last one, which just leaves Hamilton, Verstappen, Vettel, Albon and Leclerc, which were the only 5 cars on that lead lap. Then you've got Kubica and Russell still scampering around, still trying to catch up with those cars on the lead lap, which they still then need to pass. Okay, and Kubica is making his way through them now. He's now past them, and same with Russell. Okay, so this is the lap where all of them cars have made it past the safety car and the leader. As I say, Kubica is an anomaly because he's been lapped twice. He's going to be given 1 lap back. Now, what they're on now is the mandatory safety car lap. People will argue it doesn't say mandatory. No, but what it does say is once the last lapped car has passed the leader and the safety car will return to the pits at the end of the following lap. So the last lap car passed the safety car and the leader on the previous lap, not this particular one. Just before this one started, they were passed. So at the end of this lap, the safety car can return to the pits and they can resume racing. That is what the rules state. That is to the letter of the rules. They can resume racing at the end of this lap. Okay? They don't. And there is a reason that they don't. And that reason, let's not speculate. Oh, give me your answers in the comments section. I think it's right. I don't care what you think if you think something different, because you're wrong. Okay? There is one clear, simple, correct explanation, and that the reason they don't resume racing at the end of this lap is that the race director is restoring sporting fairness to this event. He is trying to ensure that all of the competitors are given the same restart conditions and that none of the competitors have lost time on the competitors that they were previously attempting to challenge in this race due to the introduction of a safety car to deal with a safety incident. Okay, that's why they've not gone racing yet. They could be racing now to the letter of the law and the rules. They could be racing now. The race director has looked at the situation, realised that sporting fairness has been compromised due to the deployment of a safety car. Therefore, he has kept the safety car out on track to ensure that sporting fairness to all competitors is restored in this event. Watch what is happening. Watch as these cars all bunch back together. Watch the final two cars all bunch back together. Okay, Kubica is the last runner in the race, but he's actually ahead of Russell. Okay, but this is again the anomaly. He's been given one lap back, but he won't be given 2 laps back. Okay, and although he's in the way of Russell being able to directly challenge Hulkenberg, because rather than be half a second behind Hulkenberg now, he's probably a second back because Kubica's in the way. Russell has still gained time on Hulkenberg, so therefore you can argue that Russell has still received a benefit from the safety car situation. Ideally, you'd want to create it where they are nose to tail in the correct order. The discretion by the race director is to not allow a competitor to gain 2 laps back, and therefore the other part of this is that the competitor that's behind him, which is Russell in this case, has still gained, not quite to the same extent as every other competitor, in that they're nose to tail with the competitors they're competing against, but Russell has still made gains and still closed time on Hulkenberg, and the race director is satisfied with that condition. Okay, they will go racing as they cross the start finish line on this lap, and that is what Masi did at race control at the 2019 Brazilian Grand Prix. This is what all of those FIA officials in FIA race control knew about. All party to it, all know the reasons why Masi did it. So, this is the 5th occasion that Masi was race director. 2019 season. This is what Masi has done, how he's utilised the safety car in incidents where there have been the safety car deployed and cars have been lapped. This is what Masi has done. This is what he demonstrates he has knowledge of. This is what he's demonstrated the FIA officials in FIA race control have knowledge of. Not only what the procedures are, but what the purpose of those procedures is. It's not to get them out of the way between the race between the leaders, which is what Sky Sports, Brundle and Crofty present. It is entirely for sporting fairness. Episode 6 coming shortly.